31st, 2019. My name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the Executive Director of the Children's Coalition Incorporated, whose present is my cinematographers, my production crew, Joshua Harper, Ian Fife, and my executive assistant, Harper Callens Lilley. And we're here today interviewing, sir, what's your name?
Randall Lilley.
Carry on, miss.
Alrighty then. So you're
Oh, there's a little bit more. We are at the American Legion at 2000 75th Street West in Bradenton, Florida. Anybody got the zip code?
34208, I believe, but I could be wrong.
34208. Got it.
So we'll start with, what's your birthday and your current address?
September 16th, 1982. Current address, 3812 3rd Avenue Drive East, Palmetto, Florida, 34221.
What branch of the service did you serve in?
Regular Army. Regular Army.
And what was your rank?
E5 Sergeant.
Were you drafted or did you enlist?
I enlisted.
Where were you living at the time you enlisted?
I was living in Palmetto. Different address, same city, small town.
Why'd you join?
Family thing.
Why?
Most of the men in my family had served.
Is that why you picked the branch you picked?
A few of the women as well. Yes.
Tell me about your first days in service. What did it feel like about boot camp, training, your instructors? How did you get through it?
Definitely thinking about the family. Family helps a lot. I think everyone has their own personal goals and stuff. Mine was really just being able to be there for the family, even though I wasn't really physically there. That helped get me through. Basic training, jump school. It was enough to prepare me for the unit.
Were you in a war?
Was in the Afghanistan campaign, yes.
Is that where you were?
Yes.
Do you remember arriving there and you want to talk about what that was like?
Absolutely. The first time, it was hot. It was warm. It's fighting season.
Did you have a job assignment? What was it?
Well, the first time I was there, it's just a private. I was part of a machine gun crew, carried ammo.
Did you see combat?
Absolutely.
Were there a lot of casualties in your units?
Yes, there were. One is too many, though, to answer that question.
Tell me about some of your most memorable, do you have a memorable experience story? Were you a prisoner of war?
Okay.
Tell me about that.
Okay. Well, no, I wasn't a prisoner of war, but, well, while we're on the first tour, did two. First one was 12, the second tour was 15 months. And I actually remember being a private and getting to kick in my first door, you know. It was a great time, blew it off the hinges. And then the second door, not so well. Tried to pull the foot back a little bit, got caught in the door, got stuck in the door. We all kind of tumbled in, rolled around on the ground. It was a great time. Yeah. But that was fun.
Were you awarded any medals or citations?
There's some there, yep.
Did you have any, did it get any injuries?
Combat-related injuries were determined. And yes.
What were they a result of? What were your combat injuries a result of?
Well, it you talk about the length of the deployment, the amount of weight carried, you talk about the physical endurance throughout that period of time, and then you think about also the immediate impacts of rockets exploding next to you, the TBI, taking down things that are holding up these bunkers that you're living in, so there's that.
How's it sound? Go ahead. What did your injuries consist of?
Well,
Are you on disability?
not to me. It's yes,
Are you on disability?
yes, yes.
You mind telling us what your injuries were?
Well, to me, I guess to answer the question, to be really honest with you, it isn't so much the physical things that matter. They're just scratches. They heal. If anything, there is a lot of psychological trauma. There is a lot of things involved there. And it's a process to deal with. Absolutely. And appreciate, support groups, appreciate family like, the reason why you do this.
Do you get the support from the VA that you feel you deserve?
Absolutely. The VA, they have their pros and cons, they have their issues, but in the end, I believe that the VA is trying to do right for veterans. And I believe they want to, and I believe the heart's in the right place. So I am very thankful for the VA and all they've done for me and the other veterans. And I do think there can be more that can be done. But that's another conversation.
You don't want to talk about that now, or?
What do you mean?
I'd like to know.
What I think the VA could do better?
Huh?
What I think the VA could do better?
Yeah. Support?
Well, it is, there are the main concerns that do scream out, as far as wait times, not being able to get proper health care, dirty facilities. There are a lot of things that are just out there. But in my experience, most of the places around here have done very well for me personally, and my heart goes out to people that have the bad experiences. It sucks. And really just getting, I think, that known and out there. Maybe that is more important. I don't know.
Pick it up.
How did you stay in touch with your family?
We had these tin cans with strings and of course, social media, MySpace, Facebook, food, local food, Army food. I like any food. I may not look like it, but I love food. I love it. And where's that pizza at, by the way? Let's go.
Did you have plenty of supplies?
I mean, yes and no.
Did you feel pressure or stress?
Yes, of course. Pressure, yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about it.
I mean, there are times where you feel stress, and there are other times where it just, you feel great, right? Of course you feel stressful during a firefight that's lasted 9 hours or 9 minutes or 9 seconds. But you're thankful when they're over, and it's like nothing else matters, like food. Let's just get some hot food, some chow.
You're an Eritrean. Is there something special you did for luck?
Luck. Pray. They say there's no atheists on the battlefield, right? Say again?
I said, what mojo did you use on yourself to protect yourself out there?
We had our things, you know, we did. Anyone who goes in and looks it up, anyone who knows me, anyone who's listening right now, they know. But I think that's another conversation. I don't know. I mean, besides like the usual stuff, of course everybody gets crazy. They got lucky socks and
Well, how did people entertain themselves? Like, were there entertainers for you guys, or did you? What did you do?
digging holes was always fun. Filling sandbags was probably a close second, but my all-time personal favorite. Do I have to keep this PG-13 or what?
No, go ahead, man.
Building shitters.
All those old
Those were some of the best times. Building shitters, yeah, latrines. I think that's the term for it.
What did you do when you went on leave?
Leave. Enjoyed being alive. And
Did you travel anywhere?
typically, yeah, I would either go back to the States or being stationed in Italy, travel Europe, and it's a hop, skip, and a jump over to Southeast Asia, Philippines, stuff like that.
No pictures?
Oh yeah.
Who were the people that you took pictures of? Or what did you take pictures of?
Well, I got pictures of a lot of people. I think I might have a couple pictures of you.
I doubt it, but let's see if you do. Did you keep a diary?
Diary, no, but I did write quite a bit. Yeah, old school letters back home. Yeah, of course, you know, social media stuff. Got letters, got care packages. Thank you, everyone that sent me care packages. Thank you all. You guys are saints.
I'm an angel, but maybe they are.
How about you?
Do you remember, or can you recall the day your service ended?
Active duty service. Yes. And,
Where were you?
well, what do you mean? What was I? Where was I? Did you say where was I?
Do you remember having the day your service ended?
Yeah, because I got to take terminal leave and I got to leave Italy early and got to go back to the States.
Where in Italy?
Vicenza, northern Italy, about an hour away from Venice.
Did you work and go back to school?
During, while I was in, I did manage to get qualified, nationally registered as an EMT. I got to do some stuff while I was in. After, yep, got to go to school, yeah.
Did you get that paid for by the GI Bill?
While I was in, no, that was taken care of through the unit. It was, yeah, it wasn't, I didn't have to pay anything for that, but I've made some use of the GI Bill, yeah, absolutely.
How?
Took a trade. I'm a federally licensed aircraft mechanic, avionics technician. I just shy of the associate's degree. Not quite sure if I'm going to pick that back up, but I enjoy being a student. I do enjoy learning. There are some other things going on too that I'm really excited about. So
Are you still friends with anyone you were in?
absolutely.
What is it that you're excited about?
Just opportunities out here, you know, in the world. Even not so much with the schools that I went to, but possibly newer opportunities, and even going back to school or something like that. Just passed the Florida Real Estate School. I get to take the state exam on the 9th. Wish me luck, guys. Have some veterans supporting me with that too. Some guys in the real estate game. Shout out to Sean Osborne. Love you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
What was the next question?
What did you do after the war?
That, yeah, aircraft mechanic school, I tried getting back into the regular college stuff with the associate's degree. Still not really my thing. I like the trades better. I do really enjoy learning useful skills. So.
Did your service make you start thinking about war or military in general more than you had before? Or do you now?
More so than before, I would say absolutely yes. Before I joined, I hardly ever thought about it. Just when I would ask my dad, he wouldn't really talk about it until after midway through my first deployment. I actually got to talk to my dad about it, so that was fun.
Do you consider this like a meeting place for veterans, the American Legion here?
This is my first time here, and I'm thoroughly impressed. Everything from the helicopter and the howitzer out front.
Feels good here.
This is a very, very calming, relaxing environment for me so far. First impressions, good to go. Just signed up to be a member. I'll let you guys know how that goes.
How did your service and experiences affect your life right now? For now.
Well, overall, I'd say in an extremely positive and almost, I hate to use the term awakening, but sort of an awareness now.
Why not use awakening?
It's not the right word. It's just more of an awareness, I think.
This might
So.
segue well into the last thing I have to ask you. Is there anything that you want us to know that I haven't asked you and you want to say or that I haven't covered or you feel like it would be better if you got it out?
Well, appreciate the opportunity and the time. I do. I understand the gravity of the situation here too. When Lenny asked if I would come out here and do this, I didn't hesitate. I felt like it was an important thing to do. This is an important day. R.I.P. Lieutenant Hall. All right, July 31st, 2007. Lost a great man, you know. And another shout out to Sergeant Schaefer. All right, June 25th, 2005. Two great leaders in my life and my career, first and second deployments. Love those guys. This is an extremely hard time of year for me, and it's been a process dealing with. So, if anything, being open, being honest, being around each other, being around veterans, being around family, however it is, whatever it is, whatever it is that you need to do to deal with your situations, just do it. You know, whoever's listening, friends, family out there, love you guys.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Well,
Destin
we
2-3
have one
out.
question.
Oh, I thought that was it.
No.
Oh, shit. She just said that was the last one.
No, but this is the first time that she's done this.
Oh, okay.
And these runs, they have to be at least 30
Wait,
minutes.
hang on.
Oh.
Did I skip pages?
You probably did.
No.
That wasn't 30 minutes?
Slow down. Nuh-uh. Nope.
It felt like
18
hours.
minutes.
Oh, Jesus, my
Well,
God.
Can we pause?
Sure.
Okay, pause.
Give him a break.
Whew.
God.
Rand,
Yes.
we would appreciate it if you would expand on some of the results of battles that you've been in. We heard you say earlier that you had a couple of fellow soldiers that had died
Certainly.
as a result, I would imagine, of battle, being in battle. And how close were you to them? And who were they again?
We'll start with today, being 31st. Start with Lieutenant Hall. He fell in combat 31st July 2007. Rocket attack.
Where were you?
We're in Afghanistan, Chowkay Valley.
Were you all in the same company, or?
Well, yes, we were all in the same company at the time. He was platoon leader, second platoon, yeah. And I had recently been promoted to sergeant and attached to his platoon, and was looking forward to it. But the enemy saw to that short relationship there.
Okay. And the other gentleman?
Right, yeah. Sergeant Schaefer, Mike Schaefer. He was actually, this was from my first deployment. You're talking June 25th, 2005. And he actually, was my first team leader, squad leader when I first got to the unit.
Uh-huh.
Loved him. He was from the area, from Florida, around the Tampa area. Immediately, had some kinship there with that. And great leader. He fearless. He had already jumped into Iraq with the unit. And perfect example of a leader. Always led from the front. Wouldn't put anyone through anything he wasn't willing to do himself.
Right.
Loved him. Love him still.
In your unit, how many casuals? How large was the unit anyway?
Well, if you're talking about the 173rd, it's a brigade-sized element over in Vicenza. So you're not talking a whole division. You're not talking thousands of people. You're talking, maybe a little over 1,000. I'm not sure the exact numbers.
Okay.
But,
Were there a lot of casualties in your unit?
Well, like I said before, one is a lot. One is too many. One's unacceptable. But yes, there were, and it started very early on in my second deployment for one. First deployment as well too. So it's interesting the differences between the first two. Being stop lost for the second, having to spend 15 months as opposed to 12 for the first deployment, being in a completely different area, being having almost an entirely different mission, different assets.
Okay. You mentioned, I think I'm trying to ask you anyway. What was it like as far as the camaraderie that you experienced? Because when you brought these two gentlemen up, it seemed like, like you had developed quite a
Yes.
good, military relationship, camaraderie.
Camaraderie, absolutely.
Can you tell us about that? What was that experience like?
One of the greatest things in the world. That camaraderie, that love, that just knowing that you're there for each other and you're all in the same shithole together. Let's make it out. Let's try and make it out alive. As far as my understanding goes, there aren't a lot of other bonds that can be forged like that, like in combat, like that. It takes extremely traumatic circumstances, from what I understand.
You mentioned okay. As far as the effect that the war has had on you, and I'm going to go back to what you mentioned earlier regarding the psychological effects.
Okay.
Taking into consideration the numbers that you lost of your fellow soldiers in your unit alone, what is your take on how mental health, the role of mental health during and after, and did you stay in touch with a lot of your friends, by the way,
Absolutely.
after the service?
Yes, absolutely.
And how are they doing in your opinion? Are they getting everything that they need? It sounded like you said that you were.
Well, yeah, as far as I know, it's been a broad spectrum. some of my friends have been struggling with it, and we've been helping each other out. Absolutely. Do stay in touch with quite a few people from the unit. I'm sorry. There was a lot to unwrap in that question.
Right, I understand. You can tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's kind of break it down a little bit. So as far as, yes, I do keep in touch with quite a few people. You know, social media is a big help, of course. Makes it a lot easier. Friends still in, dudes still out there fighting the good fight. You know. So there was more to the question though, besides the keeping in touch part, and I don't want to gloss over that, but I can't recall it.
Mental health in and out of the service.
Okay. Yes. And as far as that question goes, you guys know, I mean, this is my personal opinion, and it doesn't reflect upon the unit or anything like that, you know. I love it. It's the greatest unit in military history. Bring it. Fight anybody that says different. Let's go. No, but mental health is an important thing because we talked about the VA being helpful in some ways, talked about it not being helpful in certain ways. I think the most important topic would be options to deal with any mental health issues that may come up. Ultimately, I think most of us, we all know they do. In one way or another, we got to deal with them. So having options. I think that just having the VA as one option and, you know, having them and be the end all say all be all, they realize it as well. Having, you know, you can have other primary care physicians outside. I think that's a great thing. I think that having options is the best way to be able to combat that, at least. My mental health, as far as me dealing with it, is being able to have that options. I'm very thankful, like we talked about, support groups, family, VA, yeah, therapists, exploring the options, just having them. And sometimes you don't even know what's there. It takes like this is my first time here at this Legion. I had no idea it was even here, and it's an amazing place. Yeah, so getting out there, pushing down, a lot of us deal with the same struggle, sort of not wanting to go out. The best way to deal with it is to do it. At least for me, that's how I've been trying to fight that fight. Getting out there, being active, sweat, bleed a little, work out, you know, remember the good times. And I think that's the best therapy for as far as dealing with the mental health stuff, certainly.
What do you do now for a living?
Well, for a living, right now, just run a little convenience store in Palmetto. It's a cool little place. It's definitely not going to get rich there, and it isn't the end-all, be-all, but it's what it is for now. Right. Like I said, thankful to the VA for what they do for me. Certainly appreciate it. And I get out there and try to stay active, make money wherever I can. I get into a lot of different things. So, yeah, everything from the veteran charity events, Lilley, his organization, some other organizations, Facebook, social media is a great thing for it. Veteran programs like Fallen Outdoors, being active, doing things, hunting, fishing. Yes, yes. I think we went over this as far as the aircraft mechanic thing goes. Federally licensed aircraft mechanic, avionics tech. Got my nationally registered EMT stuff. And I still have some benefits left. From what I understand is there is a program called Voc Rehab that I've heard about that I can access. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know there is a timeline on it. And it's from what I've heard, it sounds like I might be getting close to that, so I better snap in or get on it. Yeah.
And I know we already asked you once, but from the perspective of where we're at in the world today, because there's quite a few, military engagements going on, there's a lot of terrorist activity going on in the world, there's a lot of turmoil going on, plus the fact that diplomatically, it seems to be, in my own opinion, dissension, a lot of dissension going on in some of the major countries, so to speak, United States, countries in Europe, South American countries. How do you feel from what you've experienced in the military? There are still, of course, there's United States military engagements and all of these issues, including terrorism. What is your perspective on that?
I think first part of the question is as far as the other countries go, and well, even with us, when you mentioned dissension, yes, that is portrayed a lot now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Now, I think on one hand, you can see a lot of dissension, but I also, when you look really closely, I see a lot of unity too. And then some people are going to argue with this, but I think ultimately there is compromise somewhere. It's just finding it.